Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Boxycharm time once again in my channel, and today we're going to be playing with our July box. I know it's pretty late in the month, but hey, better late than never, right? As always, I'm going to be showing you all 5 products I received and a tutorial on this look I was able to achieve using those 5 products. So if you're down to see that, stay tuned. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button below, subscribe before you leave, all that jazz, and we're just gonna get right into this Boxycharm July box. Alright, as always, here's what the box looks like. This month is of course themed around summer. It's the Sunshine box, and I'm going to be reading off this card for the description of each product, and I'm going to be going in order of application. And for the full list of products that I'm wearing, including those I don't mention in the video, all of that will be listed in that description box below. Okay, so with that said, let's jump straight into the first product, starting with some wonderful skincare, which I love receiving. This is the Clean Skin Club Vitamin C Brightening Booster. The description reads, a powerful mix of pineapple, watermelon, and green tea extracts come together to create the ultimate all-in-one serum. This Vitamin C Brightening Booster brightens the complexion for glowing skin, protects against UV damage, and helps reduce eventual signs of aging. And like with all skincare products, I can't give you a full review upon first impressions because you never know what the product will really do unless you've been using it for a long period of time. But I can show you the consistency, and I can tell you that it felt really nice on the skin. I didn't have any sort of reaction to it, and it actually sunk into the skin really fast. So your skin just takes it in. And I mean, you guys know I love receiving skincare in my boxes because I know I'll be using them entirely. Now moving on to the second product in our box, it's the Hourglass Arch Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil. I'm starting with my brows for this look, and this is the very first product that I try from Hourglass. The description in this product reads, an ultra-precise brow pencil designed to impart the thinnest hair-like strokes for microblade-worthy effects without the blade. The 1.4 millimeter tip provides complete control for naturally defined brows. Now, what I've heard about Hourglass is that they do have good products. I've heard that the face powders are wonderful, but it is an expensive brand. So what I liked about this brow pencil is that it is super thin, and it looks really similar to the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. You are able to do those feather-like strokes for the brows, but I'd still choose the NYX one over this one. Number one, because it's more affordable. The NYX one is $7-8. This one's closer to 30. And another thing I didn't like about this pencil is that because it is so thin, it breaks off super easily. It actually broke on me twice already. I've been using it a couple of times. I don't know if I'm pushing on the product too hard, but if I don't push on it hard, I'm not getting enough pigment. So I don't know, those were just my first impressions. And also this color that I got was a little bit too light for me. For the next one, my shade is one down from black. It's called Espresso, and this one is a little bit of a lighter shade than that. I'm still using it just to go through it, but it is fragile, and I do go with the NYX one just to get the color a little bit darker. And from brows, we're going to move on to the eyes, starting by priming the lids with some concealer using the Tarte Shape Tape. And then for eyeshadow, I will be using the PUR Cosmetics Festival 2.0 Eyeshadow palette. So this is like a volume 2 from the other festival palette we received from PUR last year, I believe. So this is what it looks like, and the description reads, get into a state of intense euphoria with this shimmer-infused 12-piece pressed pigments palette that instantly coats lids in dreamy, irresistible color that shines. Fully loaded with striking light reflective formulas, these cruelty-free pigments come complete with matte and transition shades. Now, something I thought was pretty funny about this product is that the picture in the back does not look like the actual palette at all. But I actually liked the actual palette better than the picture, especially that pink shade. Now here are the swatches. I'm gonna read off the shades, starting on the far left with VIP Pass, Fantasy World, Electric, Utopia, Onset, Vibes, Instaworthy, Turn It Up, Dreamland, Photo Op, Pure Bliss, and Euphoric. Okay, so now really quick, I did want to mention that this is my second attempt at making a quote-unquote good look using the palette. The first time I tried to record a look, I just didn't like it at all, and it's because of some issues that I ran into with some of the shades. But once I knew that, then I knew how to make a better look on my second try, and I will touch on those issues in a little bit. Okay, so the very first shade that I went into was Dreamland, and I love this shade. It's so soft and easy to blend, and I set that all over my crease and then pulling it a little bit upwards to create the shape of the look that I want. I did add it to my outer V2 and all the way into the inner corner of the eye. Okay, next I went in with that pink, and let's talk about that pink, okay? I love it so much. It's so bright, so I took it with a pencil brush and tapped it all across the lid to really make it pop, following where I put the shade before, even on the outer V, and then using a fluffy brush to buff out those edges and making sure those two colors are blended together seamlessly. Something I will say about this shade is that it stains. Both times that I used it, I had pink lids, but it went away super fast after my skincare routine at night, and the following day I was fine. Okay, so now let's talk about the purple shade, Fantasy World. This is the shade that gave me issues. Here I'm just seeing how it would look if I did purple on my lower lash line, but I didn't like it, so I didn't. But in my first try, and even here, you'll see that it's just not as noticeable. It's sheer. I wished it popped more. So what I did is use my finger and tapped it into my outer V, and you just kind of get a hint of it, and that's just how I left it because I knew that's all I was gonna get from it. Okay, now moving on to prettier shimmers. I'm doing Electric on the very center of the lid with a brush, and the shimmers I used on my lid were the reason I decided to do my eyes first, because they are super soft and they do leave fallout. And the first time I tried recording the look, I spent a lot of time cleaning up under the eyes, retouching concealer and so on. So eyes first it was. But I love how this shade looks. It's really beautiful, and I love it. I just love this kind of color. And then again, I just retouched the purple with my finger to blend it in with the blue, adding a little bit more of both and blending again with my finger. And now I'm going in with Utopia on the inner portion of my lid, and I did spritz my brush with some setting spray only to make it stick better. As you can see, there's a lot of pink in there, so I want to help it stick better to that. But as you can see with the previous shade, of these shimmers didn't really need it. Now I'm just going in with the pink, going in a little bit bolder in the wing area. And then I'm going in with Euphoric for my brow bone, and this shimmer just, I don't know, it just wasn't as smooth as the blues. It's more of a scattered glitter than just a smooth metallic, if that makes sense. But I feel like I made it work by going back in several times, and I also used that for my inner corner. After that, I wrapped up the whole thing with some mascara, false lashes, and that was the top lid of the eye done. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side and speed up that process. So once that was done, I took a makeup wipe to clean up any fallout on the under eyes. Again, eyes first was the way to go for sure for this look. And then we're gonna work on the complexion. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but first I'm priming the skin with the Benefit Porefessional primer. Then using the Hank & Henry sponge from a previous Boxycharm box too, I'm using it to apply my foundation. I'm giving this sponge another shot because I've been seeing Trixie Mattel using it and she loves it, and I want to know if I'm missing something because she really loves it. And just my beef with it at first was that it wasn't soft enough, so I want to see if with use it's gonna get better. I gotta say it's also huge though.
That's what she said.
So when I try to go around like my brows and tight areas, it kind of feels awkward. But anywho, after foundation, I went in with concealer and I switched to the little sponge, which was much better for this. Then I went in with powder to bake under the eyes, forehead, and chin. Then I bronzed up the skin, careful around that eye look. I contoured the nose and baked the sides of that nose to pinch it in. I cut the cheeks with that powder. And then brushing away the forehead, under eyes, and chin. So because we're not baking the under eye anymore, I'm gonna work on that lower lash line, just taking that pink because I know it's just gonna give me the pop I want, the bold pigment I want, and just make sure to connect that shade with the outer wing. Then retouching those inner corners and brow bone because I wanted a bolder pop of light there. And then just doing mascara on the lower lash line. Okay, now that the eyes were officially done, we can move on to our next product, which is the Creme Shop Ready Set Glow Cushion Highlighter. The description reads, "This cushion highlighter is a luscious hydrating formula that gives skin a beautiful and ethereal glow." And this is the first time I've tried a product like this. I never tried a cushion highlighter before, so that was pretty exciting. And the first thing I noticed was the color, which gave me more of a yellow tint, which I'm not a fan of yellow highlighters, but I found that once you blended it into the skin, it wasn't yellow at all. It was just a nice colorless glow. The first time I tried it, I used the little cushion that it came with, and just as I expected, I wasn't a fan. I found that it spread the product too far and it wasn't applying it into the skin, so I used my fingers and I liked that better, just to have more. I thought it gave me more control of where I placed the product. And as you can see, I applied the product on top of powder, which is usually a no-no, and it still looked pretty, like really pretty, and it didn't cake up. I will say that if you don't like those like barely there highlighters and you prefer something super bold and bright, you're not gonna like this highlighter because it's pretty sheer and it's more natural looking. I did apply it to my forehead too and dabbed it in with my sponge just to make sure there were no hard edges. Okay, so now we're missing blush, and I used the shade Instaworthy from the palette, being super careful with my big brush not to tap any of the edges of the shades around it. I tapped off the excess as much as possible and just gently applied it and really blended it in, and I loved how it looked. I also wiped off the bake from my nose, forgot about that. And then also brushing away the bake from under the cheeks. And then once all complexions officially done, we're setting everything in place with some setting spray and patting it in with my sponge. Now moving on to the lips, which brings us to our fifth and final product in this box, the Hola Neon Liquid Lipstick in the shade The Easy Sell. The description reads, these coveted liquid lipsticks have you covered with all day wear, minimal touch-ups throughout the day, less worrying about smears, stained teeth, and weird inner lip rings. These guys know our struggle. I gotta say I love this color. It's not a true pink, but it's more of like a pink purple, closer to purple. I don't know, it's really unique. The formula was super comfortable on the lips. The packaging is super pretty. I feel like it could be a little heavier though, just so that it feels a little bit more luxurious, but the product itself is really nice. I'm not sure if this lip color goes with such a bold 80s eye look, but alas, this is how it all looked in the end. I really liked this lippy, and it's a brand new brand I've never tried before, so I'm glad I got the chance to check it out for the first time. Alrighty, so with lips in place, here is the look all complete using all of my products from this month's Boxycharm. Let me know in that comment section down below what you think of it. What products did you get in your box? If you're a subscriber, did you get some of the same products I did? How did you like them? Do you agree, disagree, everything in between? Let me know in that comment section down below. Oh my god, I rhymed. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, for being here. I hope you're staying safe out there. Thank you so much for taking some of your time to watch this video, and hopefully I will see you right here for the next one. Bye guys.